So anyway, we have dynamic vinyasa today. So we'll be moving. Okay, to your mats. We'll be getting some low back in. We're gonna start on the floor and start with some floor supine stretches. So get yourself down onto the ground. My legs are definitely sore from snowboarding for my first day yesterday. And it's super slushy, so it was like driving a boat through molasses for 3 hours. Okay, all right, lay back on your back with your knees bent. And if it's comfortable, let your knees knock together. If you need to place a pillow or block between the knees, please feel free to. All right, so we're gonna take a little full body approach today and be moving throughout. We'll kind of create our own salutations. So we'll branch away from the classic sun and try to have a little fun, hit all the body regions and get a good stretch and some strength in. As you lay here, just make yourself comfortable. Notice the points at which your body is touching the floor, connected to your mat. Feeling your breath, lift your chest a little higher. And sink down as you exhale. Doing that for a few rounds, breathing in. Chest expands, ribs widen. Exhale and deflate. Listening to the sound your breath makes as you pull it in and as it leaves. On your next couple of breaths, we're going to match arms to breath movement. So reach your hands down beside your legs like you would for bridge pose. Your palms are flat on the floor. As you inhale, bring your arms up over your head and reach behind you. Exhale, return your arms. Follow this pattern. Keep moving with your breath cycle. The length that you have to inhale and the length you have to exhale. Using every moment, every second. Reaching your hands up actively, so you're not just doing it passively, but really reach behind you and lower on the floor again. Take one more full round. Land with your hands on the floor beside your hips and switch your knees and your feet. So bring your feet close together and let your knees hang open to supine butterfly. You can place your hands on top of your legs if you wish, or just let them remain on the floor. All right, as you stay in butterfly on the bottom half, roll your head side to side. As you do this, move your face around, okay? Wiggle your eyebrows. Maybe take a big yawn. Widening your mouth, stretching your lips and jaw and tongue. Taking one more right and left. Bringing the head to center. Inhale, same arm movement. Reach up and back, stretch. Exhale, draw your hands underneath your head and lace them together. So now you're laying kind of mirrored from the top and the bottom. Your knees are open to the sides and your elbows are open to the sides. Here for a breath or two. On your next inhale, fill your body up, and then exhale, pick your head up off the floor. Slowly manipulate your head right and left, taking little circle shapes. Little half semicircle here. Keep using your breath. Big exhales, especially if you find a tight spot. Good. Make your way to center and lay your head down carefully. Reach your arms back overhead. Inhale. Exhale, lower your arms down to the floor and put your knees toward the ceiling for bridge pose. Tuck your feet close up underneath you and lift your hips. Good. You can keep your feet as wide as your hips, or maybe take them a little wider. Turn your feet out if that's more comfortable. Squeezing your glutes, activated through the legs. Add a little space between your chin and make your neck longer. Stay with the lift of the hips, and then slowly curl, slow. Trying to get every vertebrae down at a time. Good. Knees to chest and hug your legs. Make sure here you neutralize the neck. Maybe you look up slightly and lift your chin, and then return your head back to neutral. Adding some compression, pull your knees in a little closer. Inhale. Exhale, lift your forehead up toward your knees. Curl yourself into a ball. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale, down one more time. Exhale, crunch. Release your hands and let them float to the side so that you're using just your core to pull your knees towards your forehead. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Place your feet on the floor. Couple breaths. Place your hands down on the ground beside your hips. Bridge pose number 2. We're going to take the feet out real wide this time. So at least as wide as your yoga mat. And you can adjust from there. Lifting up. Squeezing those glutes, and same principle. Add some space under the chin. Lengthen your neck. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly return to the floor. Knees to chest, hug the legs. Hold only onto your right knee. Your left leg is going to go out for a little extra challenge in the hip flexors. So you can keep it where it is. You can put it in tabletop, or you can lower it down straight toward the floor as a hover. Okay, inhale. Exhale, crunch up and pull yourself up towards your knee. Good. Back down, inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, down. One more. Release your hands, and we're in this sort of jackknife position. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay down and hold your right knee. Take it to a twist. Your right leg is going to cross over your body. Right arm opens to the right side. As always, propping if you need to. We're going to be here for a little longer than our other poses. So 3 really long or 5 little shorter breaths. Every exhale, I want you to sink a little farther into the shape, a little closer to the floor, melting down. One more breath cycle. Returning to center. Pass your knee from your left hand over to your right hand and open your knee out to the side. So find a half froggy shape. You can pull the knee down or support it from underneath. And if you feel real good, you can open that leg out to a half straddle where you kick your leg out to the right side. Maybe hanging onto your calf or shin, wherever you can reach. Try to keep your left glute anchored to the floor. It requires some strength within the leg, the hip flexors and the core. Good. Bend the knee if it's straight and come all the way back to center. And place your foot on the floor. Left foot meets the right foot, and we take our third bridge pose. This time, scoot your feet together. They're going to be touching, and then you're going to open your knees like a butterfly and be using the blade of your foot, the pinky toe edge. Okay, so your ankles are sort of at an angle, and I want you to pretend like you have a cast on. So don't let those ankles roll. Press into the floor, lift your hips, butterfly bridge pose. Lifting the chin, creating space. Hold and breathe. And 3, 2, slowly come down, both knees to chest. Hug the legs. Good. Hold on to your left knee. Right leg has the same options as before. Stay where it is, tabletop or low hover. Okay, anywhere in between. Inhale. Exhale, crunch up. Inhale down. Crunch. You're using your hands as much as you need to. One more. Hold as high as you can. Let go with your hands. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay down and twist to the right side. Left arm opens and relax. Last breath. Roll to center. Pull both knees to chest and start to move your legs in a circle. Pick a direction. Hands on the knees and guide the legs. Change the direction of your circle. Nice. One more round. Good. Okay, we're going to rock and roll up to seated. If it hurts your butt, you can skip it. If it feels good, take a few times back and forth. Good. All right, meeting up in Sukhasana with a lift of the legs if you need it. I mean, a lift of the butt. All right. In your Sukhasana, root that tail down, sit up tall. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to the right side. One hand on your knee, one hand behind you. Back to center. Inhale, tall. And left side. And again, repeat. Up. Twist. Up. And twist. Last time, up. And twist. Stay. And left. Good. Center, reach high. Folding forward, but we're going to go slow and with control. All right. The higher your arms, the harder it is. So you're going to start to lean forward. And when you feel like you can't control anymore, bring your arms out to a cactus. It'll get a little easier. And then keep leaning, keep leaning, keep leaning. Maybe you can go all the way until you tap your forehead down or get low without your hands. And then get as low as you can and put your hands on the floor. And then walk them out in front of you and just take a folded Sukhasana. Big deep breaths, expanding your ribs wide up toward the sky above you so you feel your chest fill up. Maybe even feeling some stretch in those muscles between the ribs. Good. Walk your hands back in. Stay low with the forehead so you can get your hands in position. And then I want you to bow over. I'm going to try to come back up. So use your hands as much as you need and then lift them when you can. Slowly come back up and then reach up high. Good. Hands down behind you and straighten your legs. Good. All right. Give these a little shake. We're going to roll the feet. So stretch out those ankles that we just smushed. All right. Paschimottanasana. Inhale, sit up. And fold forward. Just an easy one this time. We're about to do the same thing as we just did. In this one, I just want you to relax. Maybe match your own breath to movement. Inhaling up, exhaling, fold. This is our first forward fold here, so a little more active fold is better. That means movement rather than just stay in the same place. Good. 2 breath cycles more. All right, sit all the way up. Glide your hands on the floor. Take them back, back, back until they're wide. And your elbow, as you bend your arm, your elbow is stacked over your wrist, which I can see in my video. If you need to turn and utilize your own video to see, that's fine. If you can feel it, that's also fine. I just want to try to stack the elbow over the wrist so we're getting a nice stretch through the shoulders. One more breath here. And rise back up. Inhale, arms up. Same as we just did, okay? You're going to press your heels into the floor. If you have a little bend in your knee, totally fine. All right, start to lean forward, forward, forward. When you need to, your arms bend and they come lower. When you reach the end point of your flexibility, I want you to try to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up and back down for a relaxed fold. Shake your legs, hands come to the floor, and let your head relax. Maybe swing your head right and left if that feels nice. Good. One more breath. Rising back up, same as before. Slide your hands back. Bend your knees this time. If you need to scoot your butt forward, you can if you run out of space, okay? Make sure your hands are at least as wide as your shoulders, but they are probably as wide as your yoga mat. And then start to swoop right and left. The more we swoop down and over, the more angle we create within the shoulder. Good, okay. Swoop to center and sit all the way up. Roll your wrists out. We're going to drive the legs around to the side and find table pose. Spread your fingers wide and take your pattern of breath with cow and cat. Inhale, cow. Drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, cat. Press your back toward the sky. And float. Just searching for as much space across the front half and then the back half of your body. One more time, cow and cat. To center, scoot your left knee to the center so that your hands and your left knee make a triangle, and then send your right foot back. We're trying to go for like more or less an equilateral triangle. Okay, so your toes are on the floor on the back leg. I want your leg to be straight and active. And then we're going to sort of runner's lunge here. Plant the heel of the toes down and just rock back and forth. So you're pressing, through the point of your foot. Good, okay. Same leg is still straight and active. Put your body in the center so your shoulders are over your hands and lift your leg up. You have a long line from your heel to your head. Just holding here. Keeping that leg straight. Now from this position, just bend your knee. Your foot should kick the ceiling. Good, now straighten. Foot is still flexed and bend. Straighten and bend. Now from here, kick your foot up to the sky. You're going to use the glutes by kicking up, up, up. Your knee doesn't drop too low for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sit to child's. We're going to take it back and just rest and breathe between these two sides. A little reset. Notice how you feel. And rise up to tabletop. All right. Right knee goes to center. You make that equilateral triangle. The left toes go to the mat and then rock forward and back, sending your heel as far down toward the floor as you can, and then pressing up, up, up through your toes. Good, okay. Center with your body, shoulders over wrists, lift the leg, flex the foot down toward the earth. Notice the tuck of the belly. The engagement there through the center of your body to prevent a sway back. No cow here. All right, bend your knee and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Now bend, kick the ceiling. Kick, kick, kick for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and child's pose. Maybe you take a wide knee, child. So you're going to get a little further into the hips. Remember, you can always turn your head to the side or use your hands as a pillow if that feels good. Taking one more breath here. And then reach your hands forward for an active child's pose. So you're looking at your hands, reaching as far forward as you can. And then I want you to crawl under your cave. So you're bending your elbows until you land in the low plank and then to the ground. Okay? You need to reposition your body on the mat. You can do that now. All right, arms open to cactus. Put your forehead on the mat. All right, we're going to lift everything off the ground. Lift up. Hold. We fly in this position. We're here for around 10. Keep breathing. Squeezing the whole back body. Shoulder blades pinched together. For 3, 2, one, and crocodile. Place your hands one on top of the other and lay your cheek down. Bring your legs closer together. And then turn your head to the right if it's not already, and bend your right leg. Reach back with your right hand and pull the heel down towards your glutes. If you need a little more, you can press your left foot and left leg into the earth and try to lift your right knee up. Good. Release that leg. Turn your hand around so it's facing away from you and try to re-grip that foot. We're going to rise up onto the left elbow. So we're in kind of a sphinxy type pose. Your left forearm is wherever you feel the most stable. Spread your fingers wide and use your right foot to help pull your right arm back into a modified bow. We're strong in the right leg. The foot is kicking back, serving as a stretch for the chest and shoulder. We're going to take this shape a few more times. Good. Release it and find crocodile. One big breath here. Okay, and rise up to Sphinx pose. Both elbows on your shoulders, hands flat on the floor. Feet can be as wide as you need. Just trying to soften the body into this curve in the back. So we're lifting the top of the head toward the ceiling. And if you find that your belly is not touching the floor, then scoot your arms a little farther away from you so you have a little bit more give. Good. From this shape, lift just your belly off the floor. Try to keep your hips on the floor. So you're pressing your pubic bone down to the mat. Good. Now lift your hips up. Now your knees are on the floor. Curl your toes and lift your knees. Your whole body is elevated. Low plank. And back the way we came. Knees, hips, belly, and crocodile. Oh. Maybe shake your head, hips a little side to side, and kind of shake it out. And then we're going to go to the other side. So look to the left, bend your left leg, reach back and pull your foot down towards your glutes. Anchor the right leg down to the ground, and maybe you lift the left knee off the floor. That requires pretty long quads. So if that doesn't happen, that's fine. For 5. Good. Release that leg, turn your hand around, and we come up to that modified bow. So we're pressing up onto the elbow. It's in that somewhat like a Sphinx pose. Press your foot back toward the wall behind you. Your head can be wherever you need it to be so that you can focus on stretching through the chest and shoulder. Strong in the left leg. And release. Crocodile. One big breath. Rise up to Sphinx. Same as before. If you have your hands scooted away from you to help you in this curve, know that when you go up to be in a plank, it's going to be harder because you're not stacking your shoulder over your elbow. So if you need to pull it back in, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna do that same thing again. So belly up. Hip bones, pubic bone, press into the floor. Hips up. Knees are touching. Knees up, toes are on the ground. Low plank. For 5. Move back down in phases. Knees. Hips. Belly. Uncurl your toes and stay in your Sphinx. Good. Take your knees a little wider, your legs a little wider if you need to, and then see if you can rise up into a seal. Good. If you'd like to bend your legs, this is going to create more bend on the back. You might need to bend your elbows too, but you can see how it feels. Might be too much. I used to roll around the living room floor like this. And come all the way down. Push yourself to child's pose, taking a nice, juicy counter stretch. If you prefer a rabbit, come to the top of your head and tuck your chin to your chest. Take 2 more breath cycles. Good. Rise up to a kneeling position. We're going to add the toes to get a stretch through the feet. So rise up, curl your toes under, and then sit back down. Okay, you're sitting as much as you can manage. So if you can just have a seat, you can stay here and add some stretch through the shoulder. If this is too much for the feet, you're going to lean forward and then carefully lean as much weight into your feet as you can. So if you're here seated, let's take the hands behind us and lace the fingers together. Start to lift the arms up and back. Drop your chin to your chest. Good. Last breath. Release the hands, rock forward to tabletop, and roll out your feet and ankles. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. You have the option to flip over to rabbit. So if you're still just working on the feet, that's okay. We'll have a chance to stretch the shoulders later. If you're happy-go-lucky, sitting on your toes, hands lace, and then we very carefully bow forward. So think about the same control that we used before. Bow forward till the forehead finds the ground. And then the top of the head will roll as the arms come up and over. Remember, crown of the head is on the floor, not your forehead. Good, and slowly you're going to come back up, engage your core, get a little momentum and rise up, release, and again, roll the feet out. All right, transitioning into our standing and a little more flowing portion of class. Toes curl under, downward facing dog. Few breaths here, pedal your heels and walk it out. We've prepared our body in a few different ways for some of the poses that are going to come during the standing portion. So with your right leg, I want you to lift it up as high as you wish. We're going to hold in that position for 3, 2, and 1. Now pull your knee up until you're in a lunge, using your blocks if you wish. Okay, crescent lunge. You're on your toes in the back foot, rise up. We have not opened up through the hip flexors, so carefully I just want you to sink down, maybe bending this back knee. Give yourself a little give here. Mindful of the strain in the low back as you do that. Okay, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hover forward. We've done this already. We're doing it again. Okay. As you get forward, if you need to bend your arms to make it easier, the farther they are towards your body, the easier it will be. Back up. Inhale. And exhale forward. Back up. One more forward. To the top, warrior 2. Open up. And arrive here. Belly is active. We're bending into that front knee. Reverse your warrior. Take it back. Side angle forward. Stay in your side angle. Your top arm has a choice here. You can leave it reaching up and over, or take it down around to your lower back. Maybe it even finds your thigh. A lot of lengths of bones and mobility that will allow you to take this grab or not. Last breath in this position. If your arm is behind you, reach it back and up and forward, and then warrior two. Straighten your front leg, turn both of your feet to the left edge, facing forward, and then hinge down for a wide forward fold. When you get there, adjust the distance between your feet if necessary, so that you can hang and or reach your hands through and under and pull yourself down. Last breath. Good. Rising up to a halfway lift. Hands to your hips and then stand all the way up, Ashtanga style there. Scoot your back foot heel toe closer, so your stance is shorter. Turn your front foot to face forward, Trikonasana. Arms go to the side. Keep that front knee with just the softest of bend if you have especially a little hyperextension. Okay, reach forward and then rotate to face the left side. Your hand can rest on your shin, a block, or float. For 3, 2, 1, rise back up. Turn to pyramid. So your back foot is going to face forward, and make sure you are on railroad tracks. Okay, both feet are facing the front of your mat. Hands can be hips, front prayer, reverse prayer. Grab your elbows, anything in this frame. And then we're going to hinge forward. Bending that front knee as necessary. So maybe you can find a tabletop back. In this pose, I'm going to bend your front knee and lean into it. Good, now straighten it and push away from the floor. Nice, bend and push away. One more time, bend and push. Stand all the way up straight and step up to Tadasana. Nice. Roll the shoulders and shake it up. All right. Oh, I don't have a head. I'll scoot this back. Okay. All right, in Tadasana. Stand tall. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Then we take a big diving forward fold. Arms to the side. You're going to swan dive down. Bend your knees when you get there as much as necessary. Hang onto your elbows and sway right and left. Sweeping not only your arms side to side, but also your body. Dangle your head. Hanging like a lollipop off the end of a lollipop stick. Good. Take your hands down to the floor or to your legs and lift up to halfway. Tabletop back. Yet again, we find the same shape. Hands to the floor, step back and take a chaturanga. We're going to lower down to our bellies. Lift up to cobra. Take it down and lift up your whole body like we did before. So we're flying like a skydiver. Gaze down at the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push to downward dog. Breath here. We reset. And we go to the other side. Left leg lifts up. Staying for 3, 2, 1. Pull that knee forward, forward, forward. And crescent lunge, rise. Again, Maybe you have a little bend in that knee. It's really up to you. We're trying to target this region of the body, not strain the back. Okay, inhale, hover and reach forward. Your arms can bend if you need it. Back to the top, inhale. Exhale, hover. Back up. And hover. Back up, warrior two. We settle in and bend into the front knee. Okay, reverse your warrior. Inhale. And side angle. Exhale. Keep breathing and adjust the top arm if you wish. It's either reaching up and over by your ear or finding your low back or grabbing the top of your thigh. We hold pose and breathe. Last cycle. Reach your top arm up and over. So it's reaching forward and then back up to warrior two. Straighten your front leg, wide forward fold. Inhale, dive down. Again, adjusting the distance between your feet if needed, and either grabbing your feet, ankles, something, the floor to pull you down. Big exhales. Last cycle of breath. Lift up to a halfway. Hands to hips and then stand all the way up. Heel toe your back foot in a little closer. Turn your front foot to face forward. Your hips are still facing the right edge of the mat. Arms out. Reach forward. Soften that front knee just a little bit and tilt. Only tilting as far over as your side body will let you, and your hamstrings. Breathe. Last breath. Rise up, inhale. Turn to face the front of your mat. Right foot faces forward. You're on railroad track, so your hips are really quite even. Decide where your arms are going to go. Belly and back are ready to hold you in this straight body as you lean forward. That front knee bends as much as you need it to get you to parallel or close to parallel. Okay, bend your front knee and lean a little farther over. Good, push away. Trust the strength of that leg. Bend, you get closer to the floor. Push away. One more time. Bend and push. Stand up and step Tadasana. Roll it out. Shake it up. If you need a sip of water, please feel free to grab a sip. All right, combining some floor work with standing work, we're going to take dancer pose in the top half and a sort of bow tabletop thing on the bottom half. So, tabletop, inhale, reach up. Again, swan dive forward. Half lift, inhale. Hands to floor, chaturanga. Maybe you take upward facing dog if you wish. That means your body doesn't touch the ground. Downward facing. From here, slow motion, lower to tabletop pose. Slow, 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 slow. Good. Move your left knee to center. Right leg goes back, just like we did before. Bend your knee from this point. All right, here comes the challenge. Start to lift your left hand off the floor and reach it back and see if you can find your foot. If you need to use a strap, feel free to connect it and go fishing for a foot. It is much easier if you just happen to have the right length of arms. All right, if you can grab that foot, Work on pressing the foot up and back so you're making a little more of a diamond shape rather than collapsing into this pose. So lifting up. Press into all your fingers. And release, but reach your limbs long. So your arm forward, leg back. Good. Down to tabletop. Cow and cat. Inhale. Exhale. Back to center. Other side. Right knee moves to, nope. Yeah, right knee moves to center. Left leg back. Flexing that foot down. Bend the knees so your foot's facing the sky. Right hand lifts and reaches back to find your foot. Pressing that foot into your hand. Trying to lift up out of the pose rather than that collapsed shape. It requires mobility and length of limb. So if you're lower than me, that's okay. And extend forward and back. Beautiful. Down, tabletop. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cat. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. Look at your hands. Step or hop all the way to the front. Half lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Stand all the way up. Reach your arms high overhead. And then we're going to twist. So turn your upper body to the right side, one arm forward, one arm back. Your hips are still facing forward. Get that thoracic to twist, not your lumbar, okay? Back up the top. And left side. To the top. Open the arms like a cactus. Inhale, take a back bend and draw your arms back. Good. And drop down. Shake your arms out. All right. So for anyone who did not get to bow over before, I think you guys did, but for anyone maybe who's on the recording, we're going to add a flip standing with the hands laced. So you can stay here with the fingers laced, arms up, or bend and take a flip. Same shape as rabbit arms, but we're standing on our feet. If you can lean your chest on your knees, even better for you. You can relax a little bit more. And release your hands as you come all the way back up. Arrive to standing and shake it out. All right, dancer pose is our final standing pose. Feet come pretty close together. Pop the right foot. Bend your right knee. Okay, knees are fairly close together here. We're pulling the foot up with the strength of the leg. So first we're going to activate there. Okay, now reach back and grab that foot, palm faces away. After you've made the grab, left arm up. Push your foot back into your hand, bend your standing leg, and start to tilt. Same as that tabletop pose. We're trying to not be here, but rather extend and open. And as I said, it requires mobility in various areas. So somewhere between this grab and leaning forward and opening. Good. For 5. Release and come down, shake it out. To include shoulders, hips, hammies. Standing ankles. All right, left side. Tadasana, take a breath. Pop your left foot, bend your left knee. Hold this activation. Hamstrings are fired up. Palm faces away, reach down, grab that foot and stand back up. Right arm goes up and tilt. Breathing, finding your focal point. 5. And release. Coming down slowly. And again, shaking out what needs to be moved. Stepping to the front of your mat. Palms face forward. Okay, take a breath here. Close your eyes. Inhale, arms reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Hands to floor, our last chaturanga. Make it slow. Time under tension, challenge your lower. Picking cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing, big breath out. Couple more breaths here in downward dog. Our Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then a slow lower down to tabletop. Slow and steady. Knees find the floor. Inhale to cow pose, belly drops. Cat, exhale. Find your way to seated. Legs swing around to face the front. You give yourself space to lay to the back of the mat. All right, right knee comes up. We're going to take it with us as we go down. Okay, so right knee we hold on to. Slow motion, start to lay back, and you're going to take this leg with you. See if you can control as you start to curve until you're all the way down in a single leg pull. So to kick your right foot to the sky, grabbing behind your leg, and finding your split stretch. Maybe moving your leg around or side to side. Good. Okay, we're trying to come up the way we came down. So hold on to your knee. Use your knee and push your knee into your hands and pull yourself up. Kind of like a rock and roll. Good. Change sides. Hanging onto the knee, start to lower. We use the core as much as possible till we find the ground. Knee comes in, anchor your right leg down. Left foot kicks up. Slow your breath down. Maybe move your leg right and left, or your foot. Return to center. If you're moving, bend your knee, hang on to it, and sit up. Good. Both knees bend, place them on the floor. Arms forward, this time no hands. We curve the spine, so chin drops. So to take it down, we roll back onto the sacrum, then the lumbar spine, then the middle, the thoracic, down until our head finds the floor. Straighten your body out onto your mat. Take a starfish shape and just breathe a couple rounds. As we approach Shavasana, find any stretches here that you still need to do, any poses you wish. You're taking something on both sides. Transition and take the other side. Right back to center. If you're on one side still, finding Shavasana. If you're already there, get yourself comfy and cozy. Allowing your body to become heavy and supported. Using your Shavasana to just acknowledge the class. Notice how it felt. Maybe why it felt that way. And just letting it be. Giving yourself the next couple of minutes constructive rest to simply enjoy being on your mat in a soft and easy body. On your next few rounds of breath, deepen your inhale and exhale. Pulling new, fresh air into your body and releasing out the old. Then begin to move hands and feet, legs and arms. Preparing yourself to sit up by rock and rolling or coming to your side and pressing to the top. Finding a comfortable seat. We're going to place the hands open today on the knees. Sitting tall, crown of the head reaching up. Crown reaching high, mind open, palms turning up. Our sign of being ready. Okay, whatever we're ready for, we might not know. But it's receptive. On your next breath, going to bring your hands to your heart center in prayer. And we'll bow forward in gratitude. And thank you, ladies, for joining me today. Thank you for coming to class, for sharing this time and space. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have questions, let me know.